Hello, in this video we are going to continue explaining how to work with IPCs. You remember that we created a project. In the project we created a contract, and for the contract we added an IPC. Imagine that it would be the first IPC to be issued in any construction site, which is basically an advance payment, which is a pretty standard procedure to issue an advance payment for a contractor. So we created the IPC, and it was just an IPC, as I said, with the advance payment. We added the VAT, and it was approved. So now we have it in the list of interim payment certificates for phase one. We have one approved. But this is not how it usually happens. Most of the IPCs that we have are basically a relation of the works that has been done by the contractor. And this is exactly what we are going to show you how to work with in this video tutorial. In most of the cases, the contractor is the one that is producing the IPC. But we find out that in all, I would say 90% of all the projects that we have worked, the contractor is asking the supervisor for a format to start working with the IPC. SURE creates a standard format for all the IPCs in the contract. And it also creates the same format for all the contracts in the project. So the first approach, and the approach that we recommend, is to use SURE to generate that, let's say, model of the IPC so the contractor can fill it up. Let's start by adding a new IPC. As you can see, SURE already identifies that you already have created one IPC. So this one is number 2. It has a version 1. And let's give it, let's say that it will be from the IPC for November. And if it's the also it was November. Same. Okay, here. Okay, let's just add it. And now we have again the first IPC was for October, the second one is for November, and we have it pending with 0. If we go into the IPC, we see that we have it 0, and we see that SURE takes the previous concepts that we have added to the previous IPCs and automatically add it to them. In this case, since we don't want the advance payment, we don't want the advance payment to be paid twice, we just go in here and we delete it. Now, this is removed from this IPC, but it is not removed from the previous approved IPC. As I mentioned, once you approve an IPC, nothing can be changed unless one of the administrators of the system or one of the approvers in the project decides to change it. But in this case, since we have removed it, you can see that here you still have the advance payment and the VAT, but when we move to this newly created IPC, you see that we only have the VAT, which we have not removed, and which we will leave it here. So from now on, let's don't talk more about these extra concepts, and let's move forward to create the format for the IPC. If we use SURE for creating the format for the interim payment certificates, we can just click here, export to Excel. SURE will download directly an Excel file that you can open, and you can check that it already have the summary IPCs, you have all the items, and you have everything that you need or the contractor needs to start filling up. They just need to go to the current IPC quantity and start including here the quantities that the contractor has executed during this month or during the period of the IPC. So the contractor can fill this up for all of the different sites that he has, and he will return it to the site supervisor as an Excel file. I have already created here. I put some formats so we can see it better. I have already created one a typical IPC. I put some items here that will be was executed. Some totals for general items for site number 1 in our example. Well, I didn't do anything for site number 2, so you can also see that you will also have 0 here. So now the thing is, how do we input all the data? Of course, we don't want to type this up. So SURE has created the same approach that it has for the budget to the IPC. So in order to add an IPC, we go to general items. Should I ask you, it's like, okay, who do you want to review these general items IPC? I mean, the site IPC. Let's say that I want everybody to review it, team leader or myself. Continue. It asks for the file. The file that I have created is this one, example. Click Save It. And then it asks you to select the seed in the file that includes the site IPC. In this case, we are talking about general items. Let's start with general items. And well, if you use Sure model, it has already selected the files that you need to load the Excel file. Basically, it follows the same approach for the budget. You need to select the index number for the elements that you want to put. In this case, we are going to general items, and in the index budget is in column A. It asks you to include the elements description, the main language. It asks you to select where the element unit prices can be found and where the total units to be certified in the current IPC are. In this case, we are column N here, which is current IPC quantity. So we are here, and here it is. If you use another model, you can just change this. What this does is Sure checks all the elements that have been uploaded in the budget and compares to the elements that are currently in this Excel file for the IPC. And it will automatically join them together, and using the several algorithms, it will find out whether that project is, whether that element is already included in the budget, whether it has how many items has been approved, how many quantities, if there is any variation order pendings, etc. It will link all the information to the database for the elements. So just click continue. It just says here like, okay, check it if this is okay, and you can see it's okay. So I continue, and here it is. Sure has actually added to my project the IPC. The IPC right now, since we have not done any review, it just includes. Sure assumes that it comes from the contractor, so it's the contractor estimations, and it is here for us to work on it. If we go to the IPC in general, in the contract IPC, we see that Sure has already added here the general items with the budget of 17,000 whatever, which is what the budget that we have here. Yeah, correct. So Sure has successfully identified all the elements that you have here. It has not found any discrepancies, and it said that general items is ready to be checked. Okay, this site, the IPC for this site can be checked by you, by resident engineers, by anybody on the team. Good. So this is how you upload the different IPCs to the site. Let's just go on and upload the IPC for the site number 1. Let's do the same here and here. Let's click here, select again the file. Let's select site number 1. Let's continue, and here we have it. Site number 1, which we have it for 300. See if we have it correctly, 347. Yeah, here it is. So Sure also has identified, it has not found any mistakes. Later we will show you in another example, another video tutorial, what happens when there are mistakes that are found. But right now, Sure just found everything, he linked everything, and he's really waiting for you, as you see it, for the reviewers to actually change the status. As you see, the status are pending. So this is all I want to explain in this video tutorial. In the next video tutorial, we will show you how to do actually the revision of each of the elements and to modify it. You can see to check and to accept it and to actually approve a final IPC, providing the supervisor estimation from different elements. Thank you very much, and I hope you will follow us in the next tutorials. Thank you. Bye.